Welcome to another live on Tuesday. It's just coming up to 11 o'clock UK time. I'm a little bit early, but early is better than late, and last week I was late. So I wanted to make sure everything worked okay this week, and it has, she says, holding her fingers crossed. So we are in the middle of July, and it's raining again. Happily, later in the week it is supposed to get better, and the severe weather warning we had overnight and for this morning for heavy rain has been cancelled, so other than just rain. Hello Karen from Victoria, I'm guessing that is in Australia, so good evening, or is that good night? Hello Petra. So yes, it's a miserable day here. Hello Priscilla. Hello Patricia from Melbourne. Hello Mary from the Netherlands. So yes, it's always nice to know where everyone's joining from. I always do a weather check because at the moment it's just appalling. I mean, it's dreadful. It's grey and miserable. First thing this morning, I went to the chiropractor. I go, hello Debbie. I went to the chiropractor, which I do every couple of weeks, just to keep everything in check and to make sure my sciatica doesn't come back. Hello, Elaine. And it was actually quite a nice morning. I had to have the sun visor down, and it was bright and joyous, and now it's miserable. I mean, if it wasn't so horrible, it would be funny. Anyway, hey-ho. Oh, Debbie went and came back again. Hello again. So, yes, it's a perfect day for crafting. Absolutely perfect day for crafting. So I have 2 more weeks before I stop being a demonstrator, but I will still be doing videos. They may or may not be as regular. They may be more regular. I don't know. If you haven't already seen it, I have posted a thank you video for all of the wonderful comments I've had following my announcements I'm having to give up. Hello, Corrie from Perthshire. Rainy. Yeah, it's lovely here, isn't it? It's obviously covering the whole of the country. And it's pouring in the Netherlands as well. You've probably got the rain that we had overnight, which was, and I mean this in its literal sense, torrential. My husband and I just looked at it and went, I'm assuming it's cleaning the solar panels well. Hello, Helen from a rainy Michigan. Oh, so it's not just Europe. It's everywhere. Hello, Gwen from North Carolina. So yes, it's been miserable. Anyway, so yes, I have posted a thank you video, anyway. So yes, 2 more weeks, but I will still be crafting. I am still getting rid of my stash. Someone asked me yesterday, dear friend of mine, asked me yesterday how long I thought it would be before I stopped posting new stuff on my destash site. I said I can't see the end of it. There is so much still to get rid of. I mean, I've got rid of a lot, but there is still so much to list. And it takes, I reckon it takes 2 days to do the photographs, edit the photographs, post them up onto the Facebook group, and then catch up with us. As new stuff goes up, people tend to then have a look. So it gets very busy that day. So who's just joined? We've got Kay from Kansas, where it was 107 yesterday. I would like to say I wish, but I know 107 is ridiculous. Hello Leslie. Hello. It's sunny in Devon. Oh, so hopefully it'll be coming our way. Yay. Rained overnight in Indiana. I don't mind rain overnight. Just, you know. And it's okay with Karen, who is further south and further east than me in the UK. So, yes, Karen, who has a fairly large box of things winging its way to her later this week. So, I'm going to flip the camera down. I'm using 2 stamp sets and 1 set of dies, and they're all online exclusives. And I believe they are all available. Apologies if they are out of stock at the moment, but if they are, I'm sure they'll be coming back because they work together. So let me flip the camera down. Oh, and then there's a quiz. So later this week, my dear friend Kate from inkstampshare.ink, she sent me a message, last week, saying, was I free Thursday, middle part of the day? And I said, I could be. Why? And the answer is, she's got hold of some free tickets to see a show in the West End. It's a matinee. And the quiz today, I did my nails last night because they were all going a bit nasty. So I redid my nails last night and I've done them in colours that will give you a clue to the show. So see if you can work out what the show is. Should be going down. There we are. So these are this week's nails. So we got pink and yellow this side and blue and yellow this side. And we got shimmer on both these. The yellow fingers are a shimmery, nail polish, and I've put some silver on the pink and the blue. Anyway, you've had snow in places. Leslie, that is ridiculous. I mean, I know it's coming up to winter with you, but that is ridiculous. You don't get snow. That is, my cousins who lived in Perth said they had snow once. Right, so what am I using? I am using Filled with Cheer, which is new, and it goes very nicely with Filled with Fun, and the dies. Now this isn't mentioned on the website, and I think it's a mistake. So I'm going to mention it a lot today. The dies, which are also Filled with Fun, work for both sets. Hello, Jan, from a sunny Cornwall. Well done for being in Cornwall. Now, these are 95% images, but let me show you, because they're not quite the right size. These work. So, I mean, the image is a little bigger, so that works, which is this die. The truck works. Again, as I say, it's a little bit bigger. And obviously the wheel works. These bits don't, but I think just the fact that a lot of it does. And obviously you can use the handle, which is this one, and this wheel if you'd rather have that than this wheel. So you can mix and match. Midwinter with you. It's supposed to be midsummer with us, and yet it's not. Let me tell you what the temperature is. Apparently it's a massive 17 degrees. I know, it's in the low 60s. It's amazing. 16 is about 61 in Fahrenheit. Yay! Absolutely, Karen. Yeah, everything is going to get better for you and worse for us. So we've got light rain showers and a gentle breeze for the whole day. But Wednesday, through until Sunday, we're then supposed to have good weather. I'll believe it when I see it, frankly. But yeah. So the dies work. And as I say, it's not mentioned on the website, which I do think is a mistake, but they do work. So I'm going to be using the fact that they work to our advantage. Now, I have done the wheels already. Apologies. 14 here in midwinter. Well, yes, but it's midwinter with you, so that's allowed. It's midsummer with us, and it's 17 degrees. It's ridiculous. Still on my coffee, which says something. What am I treading on? Oh, the scoreboard. Right. Now, I've pulled some slightly strange papers, because what I want to do is to show that you can use this stamp set for things other than winter. I know we've got this, and I know we've got sentiments that, well, sending loads of Christmas cheer, clearly Christmas. But to you and yours, no, not just Christmas. And a warm hello, again, not just Christmas. So I'm trying to, oh, it's 19 degrees in the Netherlands. I wish. My toes, I cannot tell you how cold my toes are. Stupidly took my socks off. Anyway. So yes, I am going to be using papers from Full of Life, and I've specifically pulled background papers So I'm going to do, oh, I love these papers. I'm going to do 1 Christmas and 2 non-Christmas, one of which at least will be using the Filled with Cheer. 16 degrees is cold. It's because it gets so hot in the summer, of course. Absolutely. But, you know, it's summer here and it's 17 degrees. And it's nearly midday. You know, just saying. So I'm going to be kind of building layers. So I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to start with Christmas. So I'm going to use this for Christmas because we've got red and we've got green. So it's going to be a kind of modern Christmas. So I'm going to start with this chappy here. And I need to do the whole, you know, getting it ready to actually stamp bit. I don't think it's going to fit on a D block. That's because it won't. Let's grab an E block. And prep it. Mary very sensibly quickly purchased the Filled with Fun last month because it had an extra 10% off and because of the Filled with Cheer. Very clever, Mary. Hello, Donna from Melbourne. First time commenter, I'm thinking. You don't miss the British weather. No, I'm really not surprised somehow, Leslie. Why would you possibly miss the British weather? Oh dear. I mean, I love the UK, don't get me wrong, but I could really do with better weather. I mean, what's nice at the moment is because it is summer, we've got all the summer birds and things, but what is not nice is none of my plants are growing particularly well because they're kind of going, seriously, you want me to put flowers out in this? So, yeah. So I'm just going to stamp this. I will be fussy cutting, just saying. So this is Memento ink on an uninked white ink. First time watching as well, Donna. Wow. Well, thank you for commenting. Quite often people will lurk in the background for a while, but thank you very much for commenting. So yes, this is one of those uninked ink pads, and I've just used Memento ink in it instead of the white, and it's brilliant. Not an original idea. It originally came from, I think, Lisa Curcio, who is one of the top American demos and a very lovely lady. Now someone asked me how much ink I put in, to which the answer is I really seriously don't actually know, because I was finishing off 1 bottle of Memento ink before starting on another one. I think it's about half a bottle, but it may not be that much. I didn't put enough in to begin with, so I honestly couldn't tell you. Right. You did indeed spend a lot of time living here. So I'm going to fussy cut first because that then gives the ink a chance to dry. So I'm just going to rough cut to begin with. So I'm not holding a whole sheet of paper. Now the bottom doesn't matter too much because that's going to be in the cart. And of course you have a choice with the cart. Let me bring in the stamp sets again. So we've got a solid, and I think it's the little red truck, which is very American. So we've got the little red truck. We've got a planked truck, or trolley, for the winter one. And then we can just die cut a background and put planks on. So there are a number of options. Now these dies give you a little bip down to actually adhere it to the truck. I'm not using the boop because I forgot about that when I started cutting along here. It's fine. I'm just going to push it a little further into the truck. Now when it comes to his twig arms, please don't even expect me to fussy cut around all of that, because it ain't gonna happen. This is going to be a little bit of a lazy fussy cut because, yeah. There are limits. So those of you who have been following along with my... oh, Leslie, thumbs up done already. Gwen's done a thumbs up too. Yes, thumbs up's always appreciated. And comments are always appreciated. I always reply to comments. Now, if you're watching on the replay, you can leave a comment below the description bar, and I will get back to you. And you'll know it's replay because I'll probably have changed the title, but you'll see ads. So when I do the live at the moment, because I've forgotten how to put ads on when I'm live, and I may or may not bother to sort that out, but if you're watching with ads, it means you're watching the replay. Just saying. Let's get rid of that bit. And yes, now subscribing. I found something out this week, which I had not realised. So, subscribing is a great thing to do if you want to watch my videos. And if you hit the alert bell, you will find the options to subscribe to all or just a few or whatever. But, big but, I subscribed to quite a few channels, and I've been curious as to why I haven't been getting notifications. That's because somewhere in the settings, please don't ask me where, I think it's in the general settings, but I can't remember where, there is a setting for alerts, which if you say you don't want, even if you've subscribed to a channel, if you then say you don't want email alerts, you won't get email alerts. So you only get email alerts if your general settings are to allow you to get email alerts. Go figure. I'm still not getting as many alerts as I used to get, but I'm getting more than I was, if that makes sense. So the only alert I was getting was for my own live. Now I'm getting a few more. Not as many as I've subscribed, as channels as I've subscribed to, but a few more. Right, so, just caught alive, good morning. 6 a.m. in Indiana and 70 degrees. Yeah, I don't know that I want to know that. I mean, I do, thank you, Susan. But, seriously, it's 6 in the morning and it's 70 degrees as opposed to it's 11:15 and it's about 63. Right, so we have our snowman. Now, I'm going to do... Oh, actually, I'm going to bring in one other colour that I haven't brought in. This is where I really want Evening Evergreen, because I loved Evening Evergreen. But we haven't got Evening Evergreen anymore, so I'm not using it. So I'm going to use Shaded Spruce for my Christmas tree. But before I do that, I am going to get Real Red, which is in the papers. I mean, there's an essay of colours that are in the papers, so, you know. But first thing I'm going to do is colour my bubbles. Now, this is a cartoon-esque image, so I'm not going to go mad with the colouring. You know, it's not going to be brilliantly shaded or any of those sorts of things. It's just going to be what it's going to be. Oh, I've just remembered another colour I need. Is that one? Pumpkin pie. Because he needs a carrot. Carrot nose. Right, so I'm going to bring the Real Red into his hat. Oh, I've just realised another colour I need. There was me thinking if I bring colours from the paper, that'll be all I need. Wrong! It's been in the 80s again. We're in a heat wave this week. I am sorry, Susan. I wish. Top temperatures forecast for today. Hot, very hot, I'm guessing, says Leslie. So, Susan, what's your top temperature? 90 something, I'm guessing. So the other colour I need is black, and I'm going to use, I struggle with this, light black. So basically a very dark grey. I watch a lovely lady, Shamel Lane, who does a lot of scrapbooking. She's an American, she's from Kansas, and she's lived in the UK for years. She's a brilliant scrapbooker. I'm going to use a little bit of, this is light balmy blue, to, ooh, just need to get my colour lifter. Sorry, trod on something. What was I saying? Oh yes, we were talking about if there's a heat wave in the UK, or she was on one of her recent lives, and she was talking about the fact that people, particularly in America, don't understand why we complain in the UK when it's very hot. The reason we do is because we don't generally have air conditioning. As a general rule, air conditioning is in supermarkets, some restaurants, but not all. So I've just added a little bit of balmy blue, which isn't really showing up, but it's just highlighting areas. So we just don't have air conditioning. So when it gets into the high 70s, we tend to start complaining that it's too hot, and that's because we don't do air conditioning. This is Light Daffodil Delight, which I'm going to do the star with. Actually, I might do dark because that's not really showing up. There we are. Ooh, on the top there. And I can't decide whether to go light or dark with my shaded spruce. I think I'm going to go light. This is the light. I love this Christmas tree. It's literally just scribbles. And if you end up with little white bits, it really doesn't matter because that could be snow. So I'm going to go round the outside and then round the baubles. I might go around that bauble now. And then I'm going to fill in the middle. Whoop. Hello Angie, hello Julie. So yes, I mean, ironically, before we moved, we lived in West London. It was a slightly extended, but it was a basically 2 up, 2 down, 1930s semi-detached. And our bedroom window faced kind of south east, I guess, but a lot of south, not so much east. And in the summer it was so hot, and because we didn't really like the cats going out at night, because the park that we backed onto had urban foxes and rats the size of cows. I'm joking. But it was, yeah, and there were catnappers, which is horrible. So this is pecan pie, which I'm going to use for the sledge. I'm going to use both colours of pecan pie. So I'm just going to do some lines and then I'm going to fill in with the light. So we slept with just a crack of, that is the light, yeah, with just a crack of window open, and it was steaming. So we promised ourselves that when we moved we would have air conditioning in our bedroom, and I know from an ecological point of view. It uses electricity, blah, blah, blah. We have solar panels, so that's not an issue for us now. It was, I accept, when we first moved in, but not now. Dark pecan pie. Our bedroom in this house is on the ground floor. Our house is a sort of glorified bungalow in that it's got a mezzanine, but there is a room immediately above us. There's a bedroom with an ensuite. So we're a bedroom with an ensuite, and above us is a bedroom with an ensuite. That room, very hot because it's straight into the roof. We don't sleep there, we sleep in the one below. Coolest room in the house. The one we have air conditioning in. We do use it very occasionally. Right, so that's my thing. This is going to be the paper I'm going to use, and I think it's going to be kind of this area here. I am going to stamp my trolley in pecan pie. Or am I going to do it in black? No, I'm going to do it in black. Retired block H. Doesn't exist anymore. Just saying. Love it. Very useful. Not useful that it no longer exists. However, I don't control what stays and what goes. I'm guessing it wasn't selling. So if it wasn't selling, why would they stock it? Because for something that is what I would call a basic, if it's not selling, it will go. The problem, of course, is that when new people start using Stampin' Up stuff, they buy a few bits, not necessarily everything. So they may not be buying H block, because the G will do everything that the H block will do and more. Right, die. So I've got the die for the trolley. I've already stamped the wheels, stupidly in pecan pie, so it's going to look a little odd having pecan pie wheels on a black truck, but it's going to be fine. I'm going to colour the truck and not the wheels, which will help. Yeah, I bought them as a bundle as well, Julie. Block H is okay. I don't quite understand that, Karen. You have one? I like block H. Block H is good for long sentiments. I mean, you can do quite a lot with the D block, but I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. Right, so pecan pie. Dark. Light. So again, I'm going to do a bit of random, well, not completely random, because some of this is, you know, there is actually a pattern. So let's do a bit of, but I'm not worrying if I go over the lines, kind of random. Now that's a gap, so I need to leave that as a gap. That's a gap, so let's leave that as a gap. Straps, whatever they are, things that hold it together. I mean, obviously you can do things that are much more intricate than I'm doing. Oh, colouring this bit would be good, wouldn't it? That goes there. That goes there. And then we've got the bottom bit, which again I'm going to do. I'll do the outline and then I'll fill in with the light, just to get a bit of definition. Oh, it's H. Oh, okay. H, is it? Is H still here? I thought H and I had gone. I thought we only had G. You're probably right, Karen. I'm often not. So this is the light, although I think this has probably got more ink in it than my dark, so that's debatable. So all I'm going to do with this is colour the whole of the plank, including where I've already coloured, but leaving the gap between the planks. That's bizarre, and my watch has just reminded me. So Alexa is now telling me that as well. My watch has just reminded me that I'm... Alexa, off. My watch has just reminded me that I'm doing the flowers for the main altar at the church for this weekend. I don't know why it's reminded me on a Tuesday, because that's a long way out. I normally do the flowers on a Friday. Susan, I know Christmas in the heat is kind of weird, but it's a big thing. I mean, particularly in the States, Christmas in July is huge. Maybe because it's so hot, everybody's hiding inside in air conditioning. I don't know. Anyway, I'm doing one Christmas card, and then the rest will be not Christmas. So it's A, G and I that retired. I knew A had gone and I knew I had gone. So G is the one that's retired. Oh, I. I's gone. Oh, that's very odd. No. I mean, I know you're right. But really? That's ridiculous. Okay, so this is going to go into the truck, because why shouldn't it? So I'm going to grab pecan pie card. She says just checking she hasn't got any out, which I haven't. Pecan pie, where are you? There you are. Got lots of pecan pie. I have 2 unopened packets of pecan pie. Right, so score. Cut. And I think I'm going to embrace Christmas and bring out, I know it's July, but I'm going to bring out shaded spruce and real red. That may not be big enough. No, not wide enough. Okay, I'll bring out an actual piece of shaded spruce. An actual piece of shaded spruce and an actual piece of real red. Yep. So this is just to reinforce the, I mean, you know, it's a snowman and a Christmas tree, but this is just to reinforce the whole Christmas thing. Ooh, that was weird. Right, so, oh, no, 3 7/8. By 5 5/8. And 3 1/4. half. And church ladies are having a dinner next week with this theme. So you need to get at least one made. Yeah, Christmas in July. So I've done 3 3/4, so I want 3 5/8. And now I just need to decide. So it's going to be that way round. So do I want that or that? I think I want that. So we've done 5 1/2, so we want 5 3/8. Oh. I have an itchy eyelash. I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but one of my eyelashes is itching. Yep, that fits perfectly. Right, okay, so glue. I'm going to build from the bottom up. So I think the thing with Christmas is probably, if you're only ever going to send cards at one time of the year, and assuming you celebrate Christmas, and I know not everyone does, and that's fine. But if you're going to send send cards at any time of the year, Christmas is probably the time. And then we go mad and we try and send loads of cards. And if you want to make them, it really helps if you start early. Just saying. Now, someone commented on one of my videos recently that, because I always say I don't like putting liquid glue on the back of basic white because I think it shows. And they were saying that they used a bone folder to do that on their DSP. Now, I don't have a problem with glue on DSP, just mentioning that. So this is going to go there. So we want a little bead of glue along here. This is then all going to get popped up and the wheels are going to go underneath, not popped up. So this is going to be the smallest little bead of glue, which is then going to be helped by some dimensionals. I can hear music. Heaven only knows why, but I can. Hey ho, that's weird. Very strange. Right, let's try and ignore that, shall we? So I'm putting I'm putting dimensionals over the join. And then we've got to make 2 quite quick cards, because I like to do 3. And I've already taken half an hour to do this one. Probably didn't need that many. I might just see, will that, I don't think that will, no it won't. Won't take the whole of a small dimensional, so we'll ignore it for the moment. Oh, it's birds. That's what I can hear. Hello, Kay. Oh, maybe we've got another bird's nest. Because earlier in the year we had some blue tits nesting. Now blue tits only have 1 clutch, so okay, they're going to need a little bit of colour. And it takes them like 3 weeks from hatching to fledging. So if we have got more, that would be lovely. But yeah, blue tits only do one clutch a season. Because we were hoping we'd see more, and then I looked up and now it's one clutch. We don't know how many they had, but it was such fun watching them. I could literally stand and watch them for hours. And the mummy and daddy birds were just so cute. And we literally ended up saying, the mummy and daddy blue tits. You know, because we're not in our 60s and 70s. Yeah, I think we've got another bird's nest somewhere. I'll have to go on a little hunt. We're very fortunate that we get swift swallows and house martins. House martins are on the watch list. They're amber for rarity value. Swifts and swallows aren't for some reason, don't know why. Now, having said I don't like glue on the back of basic white. Tum-ti-tum. I know, glue on the back of basic white. But it's not a flat piece of basic white, it's a wheel. So I'm just a bit confused. My husband is using a hose pipe in the rain. Each to their own. Right, I am... Oh, where are they? I love them. I am going to use some of these because they're gorgeous. They are the iridescent faceted gems. They are so pretty. There are two sizes, but I'm only going to use one. I'm going to use the big size. And I'm just literally going to put 3. I'm going to tuck one just under there to help that star stay up. And that is all I'm doing. It needs a liner, all that good stuff. But there we are. So there's our first. So that is filled with cheer. We're now going to use filled with cheer to make a not Christmas card. So for this one, we're going to use this stamp and the truck. Actually, I might die cut the truck because that would be quicker. Just. Did I watch Wimbledon? No. I did my first Christmas card with this set, the same as what I'm doing now, only I didn't use DSP. Whoa! Great minds, Mary. No, I didn't watch Wimbledon. I used to be quite a tennis follower, and I kind of... No. My mother was a great tennis fan. She was quite a good player. My parents, bless them, paid for my brother and I to have tennis lessons. Waste of money, frankly. We were neither of us very good. I was very good at serving into the court next to me, as opposed to the court I was playing on. Now, you're going to think, but Liz, that's Christmas presents and poinsettia. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. So I'm going to remember that we need a little bit to go down. So it can be, I mean, obviously, Christmas presents can be any sort of present. It's a present. And a flowering plant can be any sort of flowering plant. So I am going to do my best to turn poinsettias into something that looks like anything but a poinsettia. Which is going to be a challenge because obviously a poinsettia is quite an iconic plant and is quite has a definite look to it. How are we doing? 1:45. I might run a little long, and obviously if you need to go, that's fine. Yeah, I think that's birds. It's not me imagining things, it's birds. So I will not be using real red or shaded spruce because that will imply Christmas, and I'm avoiding Christmas. But this is the Filled with Cheer stamp set, not the Filled with Fun. I will be using the Filled with Fun dies for the bits that need to be die cut. Hello, Jenny. So Leslie started playing tennis when she came to Oz, ended up playing at A-grade competition. Woohoo! Right, okay, so I'm going to pick a piece of paper. Here's a bit of alliteration for you. Pick a piece of paper. So I'm going to pick that piece of paper, which is about as far away from Christmas as I can get, with what I've got left, so I can choose any colour. So now I'm taking the colours from the paper. Just saying. Lemon lime twist. So I'm going to go for yellow flowers. You can get salmon pink poinsettias. They're horrible, but you can get them. In my personal opinion, they are horrible. Now there is a bauble there. Yeah, it's not a bauble, it's a bit of petal. It's what you make it, peeps. Oh, my brother and sister-in-law, one of their cats is unwell. I mean, quite seriously unwell. It's a little boy, and as ours did, it's developed a problem with his bladder. He's very ill, which is sad. I was hoping to get news of him tonight, this morning before I went live, but he's going to and from the vets at the moment. Right, so we've got yellow flowers. You thought there was a die for this one. There is a die for Filled with Fun, but not Filled with Cheer. Go figure. Right, lemon lime twist. And on the website, certainly when it was pre-order for demonstrators, there was absolutely no mention of the fact that the Filled with Cheer coordinated in any way, shape or form with the Filled with Fun. But it does. So I'm imagining some bits where there aren't images. So, you know, where there's a bit of something, like where there's a gap, it becomes a leaf, for example. Right, so the pot I'm going to colour in pecan pie. She says looking for pecan pie. Pots, I should say. So there is a flower image on Filled with Fun, but what I'm trying to show here is that you can use Filled with Cheer, not for Christmas. I mean, obviously the first card was a Christmas card, but not this one. Right, bow. I'm going to go Petunia Pop. I know it's going to be really clashy. I don't mind that it's going to be really clashy. I'm not doing brilliant colouring here, just saying. Okay, so that's stripy paper, so let's make that Petunia Pop stripy paper. And we'll give it a light Petunia Pop bow. In fact, I might just leave it as white, and we'll give it a dark Petunia Pop bow. Ooh. Just cheated there a little bit. I missed a bit of the stripe, so I just coloured it with this one. Right, okay. Dark balmy blue. Ooh, ooh. Actually, I'm going to do this. What have I missed? What have I missed? Artistic interpretation. That's the one, Leslie. If you go as far away from the thing that you're trying to camouflage as you possibly can, you're more likely to get away with it. That's my theory, and I am sticking with it. Right, so that's blue and that's blue. So that's dark balmy blue, and I want light Daffodil Delight. I love light blue and light yellow as a colour combination. Ooh, has anyone guessed the show that I'm going to, where the clue is yellow, pink and blue? Because that's what I'm doing on Thursday. And have nail varnish to go with the show. Pink and orange especially. Hello Graham, how are you? I was going to say, what are you doing in East Essex when you should be here? It's because you're visiting your sister-in-law. That's allowed. So yes, which show am I going to? I'm so excited. Right, we're going to go light lemon lime twist. And dark balmy blue, and then we're going to do some die cutting, and that will be this card done, and then I might just have time for a third. We'll see how we go then. So that's what we've got. It's about as far, about as far away from Christmas as I can get it. So we need, what have I got here that I can use? Absolutely diddly and a bit of squash. Right, that's fine. Scrap. Or, where did I put the dies? Oh, there they are, buried. There's a surprise. So that's the wood, and I'm going to put it on, I think crumb cake, which is quite a nice neutral. Is that going to be big enough? Yes. Right. Is it raining back in Oxfordshire? It has been. I think it is now trying to brighten up. But Guys and Dolls, no, not Guys and Dolls. The colours are very iconic to this show. If you know the show, it will make perfect sense. But no, not Guys and Dolls. It's a more recent show than that. Not going to see Wicked. No, that would be probably green. And whatever... it's Alphabet and the other one. I can't remember what the other one's name is. Anyway, no, not Wicked. But better show from a when it was written point of view. And actually the theatre that we're going to, I think, used to have Wicked in it. Don't know where Wicked is now. So the joy with this die is that it embosses the planking. Can you see? Yes, you can. Not Hairspray. Nope. Right Country. Right, I'm going to just stick these. If I can find my glue, there it is. I'll give you till the end of this card and then I will put you out of your misery. It is a bit of a niche question. But as I say, the colours are very iconic of this show, if you know the show. It's a show I have been waiting to see for ages. That may or may not help. So that's going to go down. So we're covering a bit of the colouring, which is fine. Glue, just put it down. Oh, The Odd Couple. I love The Odd Couple as a film. It's one of my favourite films. My husband introduced me to it. Great film. Not that. Right, okay, so that's going to go on there. Which way up? I think we're going to go that way up. And we're going to go... what I want. Frozen. A very good guess, but no. The pale colours would work very well for Frozen. It's not the show that Cyndi Lauper wrote, that I honestly can't remember the name of, but no, not that one. So I'm going for black because I want the contrast. It is a brilliant, as I say, brilliant film, so I'm sure the show would be fantastic. Like, I'm told that Fawlty Towers is hysterical, as is Operation Mincemeat, but neither of those are the show I'm going to see. So if you're in the UK... there is a limited tour of this show, sadly not coming to Oxford. I got so excited. There's a tour! It's coming to... no, it's not. I thought I put that the wrong way up, but I didn't. Okay, so dimensionals. Probably hasn't reached Oz yet. What the show? It may not have done, but I'd be surprised if it hasn't. I'm nearly finished with this card, so it's very close to me putting you out of your misery, and you may or may not go, oh, of course. Because as I say, it's one of those things if you know the show well, as I do, you just know. So I have pre-done some just die cut wheels, which are black with silver hubs. So I'm going to use those on this. So that's going there. And these are the wheels. So I'm actually just going to I'll put the glue there. There we go. There and there. And then I will put you out of your misery and explain the colour thing. That's one. That's the other. So there's our little trolley, and the answer is Hamilton. Yes. So the Schuyler sisters. So Alexander Hamilton married one of the Schuyler sisters. Obviously, it's a true story. It's one of the, founding fathers. He married one of the Schuyler sisters, and the Schuyler sisters in the show always wear, and each of the characters wears the same colour the whole way through, pink, blue or yellow. Schuyler sisters! And the costumes are based on a picture of... Here's an irony, bearing in mind it's around the American Revolution, Independence Revolution, because they've had more than one. The colours are based on a portrait of 3 of George III's daughters. And as it's George III who was on the throne when America got its independence, I think it's rather ironic. Anyway, so that is number 2. Let me bring in number 1. And then if you are up for staying on a little longer, we'll do number 3. And number 3, I will be using the Filled with Fun. If you need to go, please don't feel you have to stay. I haven't opened this set yet either, apparently, because it's still on its thing. So we'll go for the birthday. And, let's do a banner, because we've got a die. And let's not worry about anything else just yet. So those are the first 2, that both using the Christmas set, the Filled with Cheer. So it is very expensive, so here's the thing. The tickets are free. I don't know quite how they're free, but they're free. I'm not questioning it. I think the reason they're free is that the person who asked Kate if she would like the tickets, she bought 4, and I think 2 people have had to drop out fairly late on. So I think that's why. You saw it in Melbourne, but it's been on my list, and I would have loved to see it if it was on tour, because it would be cheaper. I don't even want to think about how expensive these tickets are, if for no other reason than I believe they're front row stalls. So we're going out for a meal first. There's an Ivy it's on in Victoria, and there's an Ivy in Victoria. Victoria, the part of London, not the state in Australia. Indeed Canada. Yeah. So we're going out for a meal first at the Ivy, and then, I mean, I'm having to rush off afterwards because I've got a parish council meeting that evening. Thank you, Graham. I will. I cannot wait. So excited. It's going to be a real rush to get back because we've got a parish council meeting in the evening, and the show finishes at 5:15. Then got to get out of the theatre from the front of the stalls, get on a train with everybody else who's just coming out of the theatre during the rush hour, and then get back to, well, Didcot, and then get from Didcot home. So it's going to be tight because I've got about 2 hours to do that in. Theoretically, it should take 1 hour and 20 minutes, so it should be fine. Might be late for the parish council meeting. Hey-ho. There are worse things to be late for. My husband was not totally lyrical about the idea that I might be late. He's the parish clerk for the parish council. I said, well, I'm sorry, but the free tickets, I'm going. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, if I can go and see really good shows in Oxford... Okay, so ATG theatres do reduced price tickets, both if you're an ATG member, but also if you are a member of ATG. So I can go and see at a matinee, admittedly. We're going to have yellow icing, because we are. So I can go and see a matinee at the theatre in Oxford to see really good shows for like £40. I mean, that would be the top that I would pay. So it's normally 30 something. And I have 2 favourite seats, which are in the circle, not immediately in the middle block, but just to the, as you're looking at the stage, left of the middle block. And literally the seats on the ends of row C and D, because there's no one in front of you and you're on the end of a seat. It's brilliant. I'm going to go for dark pecan pie for the flames. It's going to be a bit... Actually, I might do dark and then dark daffodil. But I love... Yeah, the theatre is definitely more important, Leslie, although it's going to be quite a difficult meeting, I think. Anyway, I'm going to do that in yellow because I've got it in my hand and it seems like a good idea. So yes, that's what I'm doing, and it's supposed to be dry, which will be easier. It means more people are going to hang around and take things slowly rather than if it's wet. People tend to rush. Let's do a yellow box for this parcel. So yeah, that's what I'm doing on Thursday. So if you want me on Thursday, you've got 2 hopes, and one of them is Bob. Cannot wait. And I will be taking lots of photographs. I'm going to use pale blue for the bottom of the cake icing. There's little bits there. I'm going to leave the cake white. It's white icing. In fact, I might use Wink of Stella. I'll come back in a minute. We're going to have a blue parcel with a blue ribbon. Let's do blue, dark blue ribbon. What's the paper I've got out for this? Oh, okay. Kind of not right, but it'll do. So yes, very excited. I mean, my friend Kate will not be surprised that I turn up with Skylar Sister toned nails. Her friend might be. She might think, what else have I done? Tickets for certain concerts. We treated ourselves to see Queen with Adam Lambert. Oh, $840. I mean, I know that's Aussie dollars, but even so, it's what, 3-4 to the pound? That's a lot of money. Whoa! Just the 2 of you, I'm assuming, Leslie. So this is light balmy blue. It's only a bit lighter. I might go over the balmy blue on the ribbon a bit more. because you can layer the colour. But yeah, I'm quite, I definitely have a budget that I work to. Petunia pop. Okay, I think that's ribbon. And I think that's ribbon. Who knows? It is now. Okay, so we're going for block colours, so the ribbon on the yellow parcel needs to be light Daffodil Delight, because I'm clearly going for block. Are you allowed to take photos? Very strict here, security. Take your camera. Ooh. So in Oxford, you can take pictures of the stage before the show starts. So you walk in normally. I say normally. For some shows, they have like a logo on a curtain. So I went to see Jesus Christ Superstar, that had a logo on the curtain, and it was the classic Jesus Christ Superstar logo. So you can take pictures of that. When I went to see Come From Away, you walked into an open stage, so you could take that. So this is Wink of Stella, which I'm just going to put on the cake. But they just before the show's about to start, they hold up photography is forbidden sign. So until that point, yes, you can take photos. After that point, no, you can't. I'm going to skip the banner. Is that thick? No. Okay, we're going to go black again because I've got one. For some West End shows, you're allowed to take pictures of the curtain call, but they let you know. So it's kind of dependent on the show. Brian May, oh, brilliant musician. Do you know the other person who I want to see? I mean, I want to see Brian May live. But the other person I want to see live is Brian Cox, Professor Brian Cox, who was in a group, still is occasionally in a group. I know I haven't done the truck yet, trolley, but yeah, I would love to see him. I mean, I'd love to see him just, walk on stage, frankly. But yeah. Right, so I've die cut, I've stamped. Right, let's do a solid stamp. I was going to say we really ought to do the iconic red, but not on that. I'm going to go blue. There we are. I think that's the right one. Let me just check. Yep. Blueberry bushel. Come on. Thank you. So let's take that off and put that on. So yeah, I'm cannot tell you how excited I am to be going. I've seen the film that came out during lockdown with Lin-Manuel Miranda and all that lot. So I'm hoping that I'm not going to be disappointed. I mean, Jonathan Groff, frankly. Anyone else playing George III? Good luck. Oh, brilliant, Corrie. Was that at the Royal Opera House? Yeah, I mean, Brian Cox is the most amazing astrophysicist. I don't think that's going to fit. Where's the die? There's the die. Yes, it will if I do it that way up. You saw him in Melbourne with the MSO, where he talked about the universe, and the MSO played various orchestral pieces. Yeah, that's the show that was on at the Royal Opera House. And I was hoping to get tickets, and I completely forgot. But I would have loved to have gone. Where are my scissors? Okay, who's hidden them? There they are. And what was lovely about the one at the Royal Opera House was that there were tickets that were like £10. And they were apparently quite good seats. Ooh, and ATG, who are the people that own the new theatre in Oxford, which is the one I go to a lot, they often have tickets starting at £13. They're not the best seats in the house. He was in Dunfermline. He's on a tour, that's why. He was on the radio recently talking about it. Like Radio 2 in the morning. I mean, it was, you know, things you wouldn't have expected to hear on Radio 2 in the morning. Stuff about astrophysics. But yeah, so yes, ATG do on most of their shows, not all of them, really cheap. They start at £13 tickets, so that people who want to experience theatre but don't have huge amounts of money can. Which I think is just brilliant. Right, okay, we are nearly there. We have a truck, we have a card, we have wheels that do need to be colour. Light. So once I've done that, we will be done. Whoa, only a quarter of an hour over. Whoa. Too much gassing on my part. But yeah, the infinite monkey cage, isn't it, that he does on Radio 4, Brian Cox? Vague connection of ideas. I'm currently rereading for the umpty-umpth time, I may have mentioned this in a previous video, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which, when I first read it, so Hitchhikers is a trilogy. When I first read it, it was a trilogy in 4 parts. Yeah, I know there are only 3 parts in a trilogy. It's now a trilogy in 6 parts. The last part, which I've got the whole 6-part trilogy, was written by somebody else, not Douglas Adams. So it's going to be interesting reading the first 5 straight into one written by somebody else. But there are, because it was initially a radio play, it was never meant to be a book, so it was then adapted as a book by Douglas Adams, and there are various versions of the book. So apparently what I've got is one of the official adaptations, but there are a number. So, yeah. But it's fun to watch, to read it again. It's the last card. Midland accent. Yes, he has a very good Midland accent, does Brian Cox. Professor Brian Cox. Actually, I'm going to very quickly, famous last words, die cut the banners, because I want a banner. I want a banner, so I'm going to have a banner. But it's only going to be die cut, because I don't think it needs to be stamped. And I'm going to die cut it in any colour that I can grab quickly, I think. That has an appropriate piece. That will work. That'll work. So we're going lemon lime twist because, you know, why not? It's not in anywhere else, so let's put it on this. Right. So yes, this is the quick way of adding a whole banner. But this banner works for the light bulbs on the Christmas version as well. So, it's because I'm in a hurry. It's also because I've got my plates in kind of a wonky way. But hey, it'll do. It'll do. He does. Brian May does as well. You are absolutely right. They were all, with the exception of Freddie, bless him, they were all highly educated. So that's just going to go there. So Marvin the paranoid android. Yeah, I've just got to the part where Marvin is being paranoid. Yeah, they've just been rescued from the Vogon spaceship. Well, they've been rescued from having been thrown out of the Vogon spaceship. If you don't know, you won't. Right. So, we do need some bling, which I will add. Can't even see it now. Where's the bling? If you could see the state of this desk, it was tidy when I started. Honest. There it is, there's the bling. So I am going to add bling. I'm going to add the same bling in the same place. Let's not go for reinventing the wheel. I mean, in as much of the same place as you can go. So those are my 3 cards for the day. That needs help. It's a bit squished. Sorry, they took a little bit longer than planned, but you know, oop, that needs to be held down. Let me just hold that down. It is a classic. So there we go. Those are today's cards using the Filled with Cheer and the Filled with Fun stamp set and the Filled with Fun dies. Phew. Thank you, Corrie. So Christmas, that was from the Christmas set. So that's the Filled with Cheer. This is the Filled with Fun. This was Filled with Cheer. So this is obviously Christmas. And these are the papers that are full of life. So these this is my first pack that is now in, you know, bits. Filled with life papers. Obviously the reverse side of the papers. So there we go. Yay! Sorry we overran. If you, just as a reminder, if you're watching the replay, do remember that you can leave a comment below the description bar. Thumbs up, always appreciated. If you subscribe, that would be marvellous. Do remember to then go and find that setting, which I think is on your YouTube general settings, to say you actually want to receive emails to tell you that people have gone live. Otherwise, you may not get them. Thank you all very much. Let me flip the camera up so I can say goodbye properly. Hello, or rather, goodbye. So, thank you very much indeed. I hope you enjoyed that. So, sorry it overran. Hour and 25 minutes. Whoa. I will be back on Saturday with a recorded video. It will be craft. Don't know what yet, but it will be a crafting video. And then I'll be back again next Tuesday, by which time I will have seen Hamilton. So, expect another Hamilton-esque stamping session. Anyway, thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic rest of your day, night, whatever time of day you are, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.